Oh, okay.
Now available.
What's up, everybody, and welcome to Now Available, the internet's only streaming service podcast, wherever you get your podcasts. I am your host, Adam Howard, and I'd like to welcome back for what I'm considering Season 3 of Now Available, Rikki Ettinger. How are you doing, Rikki?
Thank you. I like season 3. Yeah, because we had that really long gap the first time.
Yeah.
I don't remember what the reason. I think it was school.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Yeah, and then this last gap, it's been a lot of life stuff going on. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I absolutely do know what you're saying. For sure.
Yeah, so I think we should call this episode Not Available or No Longer Available. Because you can't watch this movie that we're going to talk about on HBO Max anymore.
I forgot about that. Yeah, this is true. This is true.
I had to rent it. I rented it, I think twice now. I mean, I like this movie, so I'm alright with it.
Yeah, I didn't have to rent it because my brother bought it on Blu-ray a long time ago, so I had the digital code for it.
Ooh.
If I would have known you had to rent it, I would have sent you or tried to share that with you. But nonetheless, here we are.
This is what the people come to see. You know what I mean? What kind of hijinks are we gonna get into this week, or next week, or the week after that?
Yeah.
Hell yeah, dude. I forgot what do we usually do?
So we start with, let me get my notes out because I still take notes or try to write up notes for the show. We usually start with a little story or something like that. So I had something exciting happen to me yesterday.
Ooh, okay.
So I don't know if you'll find this exciting or not, but I found it pretty exciting. So I work at a major retailer selling electronics, yada yada yada. And so yesterday I get back from my break and I come back, it's downpouring, it's raining outside, just kind of walking around. It's pretty dead.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody's coming out in the rain or anything like that. And then somebody comes in and they ask me for a cable to connect an iPhone to an overhead projector. And so I go and I'm starting to show the person where it is, and they pull down their hood, and I'm like, holy shit. The person that I was working with was WWE's Kofi Kingston.
No way!
I was like,
what?
Wait, hold on. I'm like, hold on. He looks so familiar. And then I was like, I apparently found out that, like, in the area I work is originally where, like, his wife's family's from, so it was actually him. I was like, holy shit, this is a small world.
Dude! Oh my god, that's so sick.
And it was just, like, a random Sunday, downpouring outside, nothing happening, and then that happens, and I'm like, well, I guess working a day was kind of worth it then.
Oh my god, dude, that's the best. That's like my friend, when we were like really into wrestling, like Kofi was his fucking dude. He always talked about Kofi.
Yeah.
Oh my god, that's so cool. I don't think I have a story that can top that. I definitely don't have a story that can top that. No, nothing exciting really has happened to me.
Well, we have an exciting surprise for our now available viewers. Hopefully, I think it'll be next episode, but we'll keep that hush hush until we make it happen.
Yeah, I got a special bit at the end. Well, it's not really a bit, but it's a special thing at the end for it.
Oh gosh, I can only imagine what'll be.
It's not crazy.
What'll be happening? What was it?
It's not that crazy.
Okay.
Have you watched any movies? Did you watch any movies over that break?
I watched a lot of movies. But like kind of skipping over like all like the just random garbage and whatnot. I did see Fast and Furious 9, or otherwise known as F9. Pretty good movie.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty good movie. Long movie. Kind of what you expect from Fast and Furious at this point is into terms of what they got into. But it was an enjoyable Fast and Furious movie. Wasn't wasn't my favorite Fast and Furious movie, but yeah, pretty enjoyable. Did you happen to see CF9? Or not? Not yet.
Ooh, buddy. All right, so the week that it came out, my friend Nick is like, "Oh, I want to watch Fast and the Furious. I want to watch Fast and the Furious." I'm like, "Dude, we got to watch them before Fast 9 comes out on Friday." So we have we have to watch 2 a day every day leading up till Friday. We watched I got the collection, the 4K collection.
Nice, nice.
We watched all 8 of those and Hobbs and Shaw in 4 days. And then on Friday,
In 4 days.
dude, it was crazy. It was so much. That is too much Vin Diesel for the human brain to handle in such a short amount of time.
Well, you got a 2 movie break at the beginning though, because you have the Fast and the Furious, and then you don't have to worry about Vin Diesel and Too Fast and Furious or Tokyo Drift until the very end.
Yeah.
So it's not that much Vin Diesel.
But then he's the star for the last 5 movies or whatever.
Yeah.
But it was
At that
really
point, it's a
fun.
lot.
It was really fun doing that and just burning through those movies like that was crazy. And then on Friday we went and saw. So we went and saw it in the 4DX theater. Have you
Oh
heard about
God.
these? Have you heard
Isn't that
about
the
these?
one where they shake and everything like that?
Dude, I was expecting. So I buy the tickets, whatever. We go, and I'm expecting it to be like, oh, the seat rumbles a little bit. Oh, it's like, there's like a little vibration or whatever. These fucking things move so violently, like they go nuts. So we get thinking it's gonna be like just like a light vibration. I get the largest drink and the biggest popcorn. And we sit down in the thing, and it's in the previews, and it's fucking going crazy. Spill my drink, spill my popcorn. So you had to wait for like a lull in the movie to even eat. So like every time they would be talking or something, I would just be like trying to eat as much popcorn as I could because I had the fucking biggest one, and then I'm trying to like chug my drink. There was like 2 parts where I was like, man, I'm about to throw up. Like, I'm not feeling good. Like, I was getting hot and, like, really sweaty. Just from all the fucking shaking. Dude, it was awesome. It was so, it was so fun. Oh, it was something else. Did you see anything else in theater?
Well, so I had some spare time, and I was like, bored, and so I look at what's playing at the Regal, because I have the Regal Unlimited app, which is like you pay however much a month and you go see as many movies as you want and whatnot. So I look at the Regal app and I'm like, oh, I got some time to kill. I'll go watch this movie. I watched the Regal and I saw the original Muppet movie. I have to say I'm probably the number 2 Muppet fan on the internet. I'm going to just put that out there as my claim.
The second biggest Muppets fan, huh?
Yeah, I mean, Elise Williams is first number 1 Muppet fan.
Number 1 with a bullet. Dude.
Yeah.
What did I see? We saw... I mean, that was a pretty long time. What did we see?
Yeah, it's hard to think of everything.
We saw... Nobody. That was really good. I don't know if we talked about that last time.
No, I don't think we talked about Nobody.
Yeah,
I haven't seen that yet, but it looks pretty good.
It's really fun. It's basically John Wick with Bob Odenkirk.
Yeah, because isn't it like written or directed by like somebody that was part of like the creation of John Wick?
Yeah, I think it's the writers. I think it's the same people that wrote it.
Oh, that makes sense.
I saw Black Widow.
Still haven't seen it.
It was fun. I saw it in IMAX. When I saw it Saturday.
You didn't go see that in 4DX?
I don't think I'm ever gonna go to the 4DX again. It was cool. Don't get me wrong. It's awesome, but oh my god, dude, it's too much for too long. Like it is so intense. What else did I watch? Oh, I watched well, it's a streaming movie, so it's not really at the theater. But I saw Tomorrow War.
I still haven't seen that, but it looks pretty good from what
Um,
I've like the trailers and stuff.
yeah, it's a cool concept. It's really neat. A lot of people were saying that it's like right wing propaganda, sort of, which I can see, but I try to keep that out of it and just watch it as a movie because
Right.
it's like a weird sci-fi movie.
Oh,
Um,
so I did watch this one really weird movie on Netflix. I don't know if you've ever heard of it, but it's called The Election with Matthew Broderick and Reese Witherspoon.
no,
It's such like I think it came out in the 90s. It's such like a 90s movie, but a really bad 90s movie where
no.
it's like this weird story from all these different perspectives and stuff like that. And like Matthew Broderick is this teacher, and his one teacher friend slept with a student and gets fired. And this student is like running for class president, and then he tries to put somebody else up to try and run and beat her. And it's like this story that just keeps going and going and going and going and going like forever. And there's just like so many random elements, and like none of the characters are likable at all, except like this one like airheaded jock kid who's like the person that that Matthew Broderick's character puts up as the like one kid, but he's still not like a great character or anything like that. There's the like there's this one scene where he's so there's this one scene where because he's like this hotshot football player, so this he's with this girl, and like she starts to go down, and then like he's like it's like the most like the craziest like overacting I've ever seen. It is just like it's too much. Like this movie, it keeps going and going and going, and I'm just like I can't anymore with this. These characters suck. This movie just keeps going and going and going. And one thing I found out about it too is so I watched it probably a month ago, and then like last week or 2 weeks ago, I found out it's part of the Criterion Collection. I'm like, how? It's like this terrible movie. I'm like, that doesn't make any sense.
So, last week or 2 weeks ago, I went to the Barnes and Noble in Amherst, and they have a Criterion Collection like section where you can go and buy all the
Mhm.
DVDs and stuff. And my buddy picked that up. He picked up Election. I didn't think it was the same movie. He was like, "Oh my god, the Election," and I was like, "I don't even know what this is." And then we like immediately got distracted by another movie.
It's such like a bad like stupid 90s movie where it's like all these things were happening and they don't make any sense, and it's not good.
Um,
Yeah, but if you're into home video, Criterion Collection 50% off at Barnes and Noble right now till August 1st.
till August 1st,
I think it's August 1st, but I could be wrong.
because I was gonna buy Virgin Suicides, which is like
Mm.
this movie. For whatever reason, I used to love it when I was a little kid. like I don't know
That's a
why.
weird movie to love as a kid.
Dude, it was always on HBO, and it was like at the time we had HBO for some reason. I think it was like so way back in the day when you had a cable box or like satellite TV. There used to be like a slot for a card, and if you put a card in there, you could get all the channels for. It would unlock all the channels, but there was a way where you could buy like bootleg cards and slide it in there and get everything. So you could get like pay-per-views, you could get all the HBO channels, all the uh, like porn channels, like all that shit. So I remember we had that for a little bit, and we were basically like snitching on myself. We were basically stealing cable, and I remember we had HBO because of it. So I used to always watch it like late at night, and that movie would be on for some reason. Uh, so I had that in my hands. It was like $40. I was like, I really want to spend $40 on this. Da da da. Put it back. While I put it back, I pick up another movie, which a movie that was on Netflix that I've talked about for so long, and I feel like no one's ever watched it. It's blue is the warmest color here. It's a French movie. And it's like about this girl who thinks she's gay or she thinks she's bi or something, and then she like meets this older lesbian girl and they have like a relationship. It's like super graphic, but then I'm not gonna give it away, but like it's a relationship. Super good. Very, very, very graphic. But it's like it's a cool drama love story type movie. So go pick that up on Criterion.
Yeah, go buy the physical media that we're not supporting by being the internet's only streaming service podcast.
Keep giving money to big internet. Oh, so I got a new segment.
Oh, okay.
For this episode, called
Just for this episode?
for the new for season 3, episode 1. It's called Rick's Pick, and it's gonna be a movie that I watched that I want everyone to go watch. It's bizarre. It's very weird. You're gonna have to rent it or buy it. It's a little movie called Psycho Goreman.
Oh, I watched the trailer for that. That one looks pretty good.
Dude, it is so fun. So it's a really campy, like E.T. Alien meets kids kind of story. But the alien is like a monster. He just wants to like destroy the Earth. Really cool practical effects. I think one of the guys that works on like Guar, who like does all their makeup or like some of their like special effects, worked on the movie. So it's that kind of like big creature, grotesque looking prosthetics and stuff. It's all practical. It's very cool. It's a very cool movie. But that's Rick's pick of the week.
So now, Ricky, I think we shall enter the Matrix.
Oh, damn! I forgot to set this one up. Hold on, I think it's this one. Yeah, here we go. All right, we have entered. We're in the zone.
We're in the Matrix?
Yeah.
Perfect. So this week we had The Way Back, directed by Gavin O'Connor, written by Brad Inglesby, starring Ben Affleck, Al Madrigal, Michaela Watkins, and Janina I'm going to screw this up. Gina Gavankar. I don't know if I pronounced that right. Cinematography by Edward Guerra. It was released March 6, 2020, so about the time the pandemic hit. Runtime 108 minutes. The budget was between 21 and 25 million, and had a box office of 14.7 million. Yeah, but it went right to home video pretty much immediately, because all the theaters just shut down.
It's going to be so crazy to think about in like 5 years, 10 years, when everyone's like kind of forgotten about like how it was for like the beginning of the pandemic when everybody was like locked in the house. Yeah, I can't imagine releasing a movie and then not like, oh, everything's shutting down. Great. It just goes out there to die.
Yeah, there's a lot of movies that kind of happened with. Which we've talked about a couple of them, but yeah, today we're talking about The Way Back with Ben Affleck. So, Ricky, would you like to start with the good?
Let's get into the good.
Good. What'd you think?
I like this movie a lot. I like Ben Affleck. He's the man. It reminds me...
He was the bomb in Phantoms, yo.
Yeah, Affleck's the bomb in Phantoms, yo. It reminds me a lot of when I coached modified lacrosse. Not in... Not in, like... I showed up to practice drunk and stuff, but kind of how I spoke to the kids. Like, he's constantly swearing, and he's, like, yelling a lot. but he's like giving them like real world advice that they're applying to like the game of basketball. When I coached modified lacrosse, it's like ninth and 10th graders. So I kind of talked to them
Right.
like they were adults. Like I would swear with them and like kind of give them shit here and there. But it just I don't know, like being that older adult who's kind of gone through some shit and then hanging out with like a bunch of like younger kids and kind of like showing them the way. That's what this reminded me of a lot. Um,
Right.
I also really liked that the movie like wasn't all focused on the sport. Like it kind of goes back and forth between like his struggles and like how he's going through some shit and
Right.
how he's
Right.
handling that
Absolutely.
or how he's not handling that because he's like really dependent on alcohol. uh, to the point
Yeah.
where like
I like at the beginning of the movie. You kind of get like the first 3 minutes. There's like no dialogue or anything, but you kind of get who he is because he's like working a construction site and like constantly drinking throughout the day, doing different things and that sort of thing. And he, in the first 3 minutes, like it's another thing I love is it's shot like documentary. So in the first 3 minutes, it's almost like you're watching a documentary of this character, this alcoholic construction worker, kind of like going through the motions every day and that sort of thing. Which I think they did a good job to set up the character with that.
yeah, I agree because it just lays the whole thing out because he does that throughout the entire movie. It's only
Hmm.
really you see like any kind of change with him comes from working with the kids and like once he gets more involved in basketball, like you can see his focus go. Like they show that when he's at work and he's kind of like writing down like plays and stuff.
Hmm.
No, I really enjoy this movie. I think it's really good. Um, when I saw the number, like how it didn't make that much at the box office, now I understand why. Because I think more people would have saw it if it weren't for you know the pandemic.
Right, yeah. Yeah, I think that's definitely the case, especially in like March when it's like the dead zone where there's not really any good movies coming out. So you're like, okay, I guess I'll just go see whatever's in theaters this week, that sort of thing. That's where this movie would have thrived, but it kind of just dropped off the face of the earth when it came to the pandemic and stuff like that, and everyone just kind of forgot about it because then it went to home video and for like the $20, that sort of thing, and then went to Blu-ray and DVD.
Where would you have spent $20 to see it?
This one I don't think I would have, but granted, like for the most part, like sports movies aren't really my thing.
Mm-hmm.
Like I enjoy them, and I enjoyed this movie, but like I was like, it's all right because generally with sports movies, it feels very samey a lot of the time, and it really has to do something special to stand out. Like I think this one, like what it kind of did different from like most sports movies is it was shot like a documentary. Like it felt like it was like almost like a 30 for 30 or something like that, where it was kind of like behind the scenes and like the camera's like handheld and you've got all these different like techniques that they're using with the camera to kind of set it apart from like other basketball movies or sports movies that are trying to kind of do the same thing, where it's the coaches working through something and so are the kids and they help each other out and that sort of thing.
Yeah, no, I agree. I don't know if I would have spent $20 on it either. I mean, I enjoy it. I like sports movies. Like I like those like
Well,
Mighty Duck or Mighty Ducks 2. Like that feel good. Like the team is
Mighty
trash.
Ducks 3,
Yeah, Mighty Ducks 3, of course. Who could forget? The
Mighty Ducks Game Changers on Disney Plus.
Disney Plus. Uh, yeah, I mean, like you're right that pretty much every sports movie follows that same formula. Like team is shit. Guy comes in, tries to fix it. Big game. They win the big game. Everyone's cool. Um,
Yeah, this, yeah, it's this, yeah, that sort of idea where like they come together and whatnot, and um, like this one I think is different because at the end, like the coach doesn't go to the big game because he's kind of like it's not about them winning the big game, it's about them getting to the playoffs and stuff like that, and finding like their like the team's way back to success and Ben Affleck's way back to like a normal life.
mhm.
Which I think one of the strong points of this movie is Ben Affleck in it because he makes it seem very convincing and his struggles very very real and stuff like that. Because like one of the opening scenes where the pastor's asking him to be the coach and stuff like that, you can feel how uncomfortable it is for Ben Affleck to be there and how he doesn't want to do it, but there's like he can't say no and that sort of thing.
So I rewatched it again right before this. And yeah, when he first goes to the school and the woman's like, "Oh, we're so happy that there's a chance of you like coming back like here," and you can see in his face he's like super uncomfortable, and he has no idea what she's talking about because like obviously he doesn't know yet that they're gonna ask, but you can just see how uncomfortable and like how removed from that life and like those things that he is.
Yeah, and like the same thing goes with the scene afterwards where he's like putting the beer in the fridge, going taking another one out, like
Yeah,
tapping on it, and, like doing the same thing, trying to like build up the courage to say no to the to the pastor guy, and like how he's like trying to convince himself that he shouldn't, even though deep down he knows he wants to. Like I think that's one of the very strong points along the cinematography is Ben Affleck's performance because he's very convincing as this character.
yeah, I agree with that. Yeah, he's super good. He's totally believable. Like, there's not really a
Right,
point in the movie
absolutely.
where you're kind of like you're not taken out by one of his actions. Like everything that he does is like, oh, that dude would do that. That guy would get so drunk
Yeah.
that he goes into somebody else's fucking house.
Yeah, yeah. The I think it would have been a little. I think if you take Ben Affleck out of this and you view it as like just the performance itself, I think it would be stronger. Like separating it from Ben Affleck because you're watching, you're like, okay, it's Ben Affleck. He's doing this thing. Batman's an alcoholic basketball coach now. We're going on this ride, that sort of thing, which I think takes away from the movie a little bit. Obviously, it draws more people in because he's in it, but I think he does bring a strong performance despite kind of Ben Affleck being a greater quantity and stuff like that. But it's still it's still impressive that he comes through with this the performance he does with being like a well-known actor and kind of Ben Affleck being Ben Affleck and that sort of thing, as opposed to it being some random independent actor that you've never heard of or anything like that. Which I think really speaks to his the quality of his acting in this movie.
Would you what'd you think of the kids?
I really like the kids too. I thought the kids were they didn't take me out of the movie at all or anything like that. I thought they were convincing as kids. Especially the one kid where I like the scene where you're kind of introduced to each of the kids and their personalities, where they're standing on the at half court and stuff like that, and he's like going through each of them, talking to like the center kid and being like, "What do you see over there?" and that sort of thing. You kind of get an idea of like all their different personalities, and I think that's shown really well, even like for some of like the smaller characters on the team.
The the like when they show the kids dancing before one of the games, and he's like, "We're 0-9. Like you don't dance. Like once we start winning some games, then you guys can bring back dancing." So we play for the year that I coached. We played I think 10 or 11 games. We did not win a single game, and that continued. So they were already on like I think I want to say it was 3 years without winning a game. The modified team. Then and each year was a different coach. So the year that it was me and my buddy, he was the head coach and I was kind of like the assistant or whatever. We didn't win a game, but like that reminded me of it so much because these kids, they're young and like they're goofy and like they don't really, their bodies are so not like they're not used to it yet because it's like that puberty stage.
Right? Yeah, where
Yeah,
you're
so
still
like
getting
some of the
like
kids are
used to it.
4 feet tall, but they have a size 12 foot. Like it doesn't make any sense. Like they're all like super goofy. Uh, but yeah, just seeing them dancing and stuff reminded me of that so much of like the way that the kids, how they act around each other and like what's cool to them and like, you know, just being that adult on the outside who's trying to like, hey, you guys got to do this.
Yeah, but that the thing is that kind of reminds me of Remember the Titans when they're like dancing and stuff like that before the games and everything.
It would be way cooler if we had won a couple games and then we were out there dancing, but or if we had won one game like after. I really liked. Yeah, I thought the kids were really good. It didn't take me out of it. Um, and they all have their own personalities, which is cool. It's not like a one. Like they all want to be the superstar or something. Like they all have their own individual things. But it's not like too much where you have to remember, oh, he's the one with the troubled past. Oh, he's the one that's bad at school, or like whatever.
Hmm.
Do you wanna get into the bad?
Sure, we can get into the bad.
I also have. Well, I got some bad news that I forgot to prep for the ugly. So hold on, while you talk.
Well, while Ricky prepares for the ugly, I'll just talk about some of the stuff that I already kind of talked about with just it's more my kind of taste than actual criticism. But again, it's rather the film's like kind of formulaic in terms of sports movies and kind of what happens, especially in dramatic sports movies. That's why when it like comes to sports movies, I'm more of like a comedy sports guy, where I prefer those over like the actual drama ones, because I feel like each of them is able to do something different. Where like the sports ones, there are specific ones that stand out to me that I like more than others, but they're all kind of traveling down the same road. Like like because you get like all these different kind of, like we said before, where it's like the coach had something happen, the kids are trying to grow, they use each other to grow and become better and that sort of thing. Whereas like with sports comedies, movies and stuff like that, they're all very different. Like even like when you compare Caddyshack to say Happy Gilmore, you get a variety in the story. Whereas like the more dramatic movies, it's kind of following very, very similar beats, at least loosely, anyways.
What's your favorite sports comedy movie?
Probably Caddyshack. I'd have to say probably Caddyshack. What's your favorite sports comedy movie?
Favorite sports comedy movie. Damn. When I was little, I used to love Happy Gilmore.
Happy Gilmore is great too.
That was
that movie too.
Oh my God. That one. Oh, so maybe no. My favorite is definitely Goon.
Oh, okay.
The hockey movie.
I've never seen that one, but I know about it. Yeah.
Oh my God, it's so stupid. Oh my God, it's so fun. And there's two. There's supposed to be a third one, I think, but
I want to say I did hear about that.
yeah, I don't know whenever. Oh. So it's what did I not like about the movie?
So I know you're pretty high on it. So
yeah, there wasn't a lot that I didn't. I guess more of like within the story, I didn't like that one coach, the assistant coach, kind of like ratted him out for being like with the beer cans in his office, and then he shows up drunk.
Right, yeah.
I think had Ben Affleck been like, hey, listen, there's some stuff going on outside of here that's like really tough, like, and I got drunk because of that, it would have gone over a lot smoother. But because he like showed up and immediately tried to lie about what was going on, that did not work in his favor.
Right.
What else did I not like? Really, I think that's it. I wish that dude wasn't such a snitch.
Yeah. It's hard with movies like this where they're pretty well crafted to actually like break it down and stuff like that, and complaints, because like we had this issue before with, like Hercules and Clue and different stuff like that, where they're very straightforward episodes. But we still have the ugly to talk about.
Yeah.
So Ricky, what letterbox reviews have you found yet for us?
All right, so for the ugly, for people, if it's your first time watching, or if you've watched every episode and this is the second time we've done this, I'm gonna go on Letterboxd, which is like a movie rating social media thing, and people write reviews, and so I'm gonna pick the lowest scored review. Nocturne gives it half of a star and said, just call it I Can't Remember the Titans. What the Hell Yeah Player gives it half a star and says, Ben Affleck yells at kids and drinks, and then the movie just kind of ends. Yeah.
I mean, that's... Yeah, I have to give whatever that guy's name was some credit for that, because it's not wrong. Yeah, he just kind of like, it's implied that he goes to rehab. I don't think they ever come out and actually say it, but he's like hangs up on the phone and then he just goes, and then they're like kind of just like shoots around and for a little bit, and then we kind of just fade to black and hit the credits.
I kind of like that. I kind of like how they do that with all the games. It's like they don't really show how they play out. They just kind of give you like, oh, here's a shot that they made, here's one that they missed, and then it gives you the score. Or him saying, oh, that was a horseshit call, and then it gives them like the score. I kind of like that because it's a lot different than your traditional like sports movie.
Yeah, that's for sure one thing I did like about it, and that's one thing that made it feel more like a like an ESPN 30 for 30 as opposed to like a normal like dramatic sports movie. Is it did take like those, it did still use the graphics and everything to show how the team did, as opposed to actually like going through the game and being like seeing all the big moments. It's more like the smaller moments and then the score. So you get the basic gist of what happens in the games and stuff like that, which I do appreciate them going that route, because it's not really about basketball. It's about like the struggles of the characters and that sort of thing.
Yeah, true. All right, so the last review of The Way Back that I got is by somebody whose name is literally just a bird emoji. They give it half a star and says, how many times has this movie been made?
Yeah, they're not wrong. That was kind of my thing with it.
It does feel very familiar.
Yeah.
All right.
But I mean, sometimes you gotta retell those stories. At least it's not like they're remaking like Mighty Ducks and recasting everybody and everything like that. At least it's something new, and they took a different visual direction and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So granted, it's a cliche, but we did get some good changes out of it.
And it's also just like, I don't know, just watch the movie and enjoy it. Is that hard? If you don't have nothing nice to say, don't say nothing. Is that hard?
Coming from us who watched Catherine Upside Down.
And then proceeded to talk shit about it for like an hour.
Yeah.
Oh,
well, anyways.
Hold on, I got
now.
I thought of something when you were talking about Batman. Did you hear about this Batman controversy? That he doesn't like go down on people?
He doesn't what?
He doesn't like go down on people.
Yep, that also did happen when we were on our off season.
So that made me think of like one of the first times we ever did anything together. Like we went to the comic book store to look for that book where you could see his dick.
Batman the Damned, #1. Yep. It has come full circle.
Yep. That's Batman for you, baby. Oh my god, that's so fucking funny. Great times. If anyone has that book, let me get it. Just send, I'll buy it from you. I don't remember what it was. It was like Detective Comics or something.
No, it's Batman the Damned, issue #1.
Oh,
because it was like their Black Label comic.
Oh yeah, we
or
need
whatever,
that.
like the DC Dark thing.
DC Dark, DC After Dark. That's what I'm calling it. All right,
you're not wrong.
All right, what's the we do the hit list next, but what is part of the hit list? I can't remember. Like, what do we do for it?
So each and every week, Ricky and I sit and talk about movies, and then after that, we break it down into 3 different rankings. We rank the movie on the service we watched it on, the year we watched it in, and then against all the other movies we've seen as a podcast. So, Ricky, we'll start with HBO Max for the hit list.
Okay, so for the hit list, I did not make that into a JPEG. All I did was the all-time ranking.
Okay.
So that's the only one I can bring out.
I can read the HBO Max for you then.
Okay, read that.
Okay, ready? So for HBO Max, we have at number 5, The Hills Have Eyes 2. Number 4, Shoulder Arms. Number 3, White Mile. Number 2, Scoob. And number 1, Wonder Woman 1984.
I think I like this more than Wonder Woman.
Honestly, I have to agree.
Okay. I've definitely watched it more.
I think I liked it. Yeah, I've seen the new Wonder Woman movie once. I watched this one a couple times. As much as I'm not a big fan of the formulaic sports movie, I think it is better than everything we've seen on HBO Max.
Perfect. All right, new number 1. New number 1?
New number 1. So now for HBO Max, the ranking stands once I get it open. And put in the way back. We have number 6, The Hills Have Eyes 2. Number 5, Shoulder Arms. Number 4, White Mile. Number 3, Scoob. Number 2, Wonder Woman 1984. Number 1, The Way Back. Now going to every film we've seen in 2021. Number 10, The Hills Have Eyes 2 Remake. Number 9, Shoulder Arms. Number 8, Mile 22. Number 7, High Rise. Number 6, Flubber. Number 5, Hercules. Number 4, Odd Thomas. Number 3, Wonder Woman 1984. Number 2, Basic Instinct. And number 1, Tenet.
Ooh.
Honestly, this is tough because looking at this list, I'd put this honestly probably below Hercules. Even though we put it above Wonder Woman 1984 on the other one. I'd much rather watch Hercules than this one.
Ooh. So I was thinking beneath Basic Instinct, above Wonder Woman.
See, that's what, if we base it strictly off the previous list, that's what common sense would say.
Yeah.
But I'm still a really big fan of Odd Thomas, as well as Hercules. I'd much rather watch those movies before I watch The Way Back again. But again, I think The Way Back's a better movie than Wonder Woman 1984. So we're reaching the point where our lists are very flawed.
That's the best part about the list. How can you list random things? You know what I mean? And the criteria the criteria for each time we rank is different. It's just how much did you enjoy the movie?
So what are you thinking?
You said below Hercules?
It would make it number 7. Or number 6, I mean.
Yeah, actually, I don't hate that either because I really did enjoy Hercules, and Scoob is above that even, right?
When it comes to the main listing, I think so.
Yeah, and I liked Scoob even. I would watch Scoob more again before I watch this one again. I think it's just because
Scoob
it's so new in my mind.
Last year's list.
Yeah, I would put it below Hercules. I like your spot.
Below Hercules? Okay, we'll do that then for, I had to remember the movie we were watching, The Way Back. So, now the 2021 movie list stands at number 11, The Hills Have Eyes 2 Remake. Number 10, Shoulder Arms. Number 9, Mile 22. Number 8, High Rise. Number 7, Flubber. Number 6, The Way Back. Number 5, Hercules. Number 4, Odd Thomas. Number 3, Wonder Woman 1984. Number 2, Basic Instinct. And number 1, Tenet. Now, Ricky, we come to our all-time ranking list, and I accidentally opened up the wrong program.
All right, for the all-time ranking list, I made it, so you can see it on the screen right now. All the kids can see it.
All the kids can see it, but we can't see it, right?
I can see it, but you can't see it.
I can't see it. Okay, so I'll pull it up on my end then. So, all-time movie ranking list. Number 20, The Hills Have Eyes 2. Number 19, Catherine Upside Down. Number 18, Shoulder Arms. Number 17, The Runner. Number 16, Mile 22. Number 15, Conan the Barbarian 2011. Number 14, White Mile. Number 13, High Rise. Number 12, Taxi Driver. Number 11, Prince of Persia. Number 10, Flubber. Number 9, Scoob. Number 8, Hercules. Number 7, Wonder Woman 1984. Number 6, Labyrinth. Number 5, Haunted Mansion. Number 4, Basic Instinct. Number 3, Odd Thomas. Number 2, Clue. And number 1, Tenet. Ricky, where are you thinking that this film should go?
I like between Hercules and Flubber. I don't know if I put it above Scoob or below Scoob. Maybe below Scoob. Maybe number 10.
I have to agree. I think number 10 number 10 sounds like a good spot for that movie to be.
I still like the movies that we watched, and I like this movie a lot. But I would rather watch these ones more.
Yeah.
Yes,
I think in retrospective, Wonder Woman 1984 was probably too high. But
we did really stack this last time because we had like Tenet, Clue, Basic Instinct, Haunted Mansion, like all those were right at the top. So like these ones are it's so hard to break into there.
Yeah.
Yeah, you got to come with an absolute machine gun to get into the top.
That's for sure. I think though that number 10 is the spot for the way back. What do you say?
I'm good with number 10. Faux show.
Number 10?
Yes.
So, our all-time movie ranking list stands at number 21, The Hills Have Eyes 2, number 20, Captain Upside Down, number 19, Shoulder Arms, number 18, The Runner, number 17, Mile 22, number 16, Conan the Barbarian, number 15, White Mile, number 14, High Rise, number 13, Taxi Driver, number 12, Prince of Persia, number 11, Flubber, number 10, The Way Back, number 9, Scoob, number 8, Hercules, number 7, Wonder Woman 1984, number 6, Labyrinth, number 5, Haunted Mansion, number 4, Basic Instinct, number 3, Odd Thomas, number 2, Clue, and number 1, Tenet still. Will anything ever catch Tenet? We shall see.
Yeah, I don't know. I hope so. That's all I got to say. I hope so.
Maybe we will break it, but you never know. Right. So this week, I don't think... Are we entering the Thunderdome this week, or are we going to hang off on that for our surprise?
Yeah, so I was thinking this week, I'll bring... Normally at this part of the show, we'd bring up the wheel, the roulette wheel, and we'd let it choose.
We'd get in our cages.
Yeah, we'd give it a couple chances, and then we get to pick our fate of the furious. But this week,
absolutely,
we have a very special guest coming, and y'all have a very special documentary that we're all gonna watch, which is against our rule. Rule number 1: we don't watch documentaries.
We're breaking the rules.
Well, I'll bring this up now.
We're the keeper of one thing. We don't watch documentaries.
For the movie that we're going to be discussing next week with our very special guests, one, Nicholas Scarpino of Kinda Funny, Waiting for the Punchline, a comedy documentary, which I have not seen, and I've wanted to watch.
You've never seen it?
No, I've never
seen it once before.
You did? I thought I had, but then when I went and looked, I was like, oh, I don't have Rooster Teeth. I thought it was on YouTube.
No. Just the normal Comedy Censor on YouTube. The actual documentary, you have to be a subscriber. So sticking with tradition, though, we are doing this streaming service of Rooster Teeth Firsts, I think is called.
Rooster Teeth
Even though I texted you Rooster Teeth Plus, because everything seems like it should have a plus afterwards. But Rooster Teeth decided to stick with firsts.
Yeah, so everyone go to roosterteeth.com. You can get a first membership for a week. Remember to cancel it because I just got charged $100 to Skillshare because I forgot to cancel my thing. So make sure you cancel your shit. And we're all gonna watch Waiting for the Punchline, and then we're gonna talk to Nick about it and see, pick his brain. Maybe ask him to. I don't know. I don't know what we're gonna ask him. Who knows?
Well, he might tell us how bad our movie tastes are. That might happen. I feel like that's a very strong possibility that will happen. But nonetheless, we'll just have to wait and see.
Yes. Yeah.
So until really next time, where can the good folks find you at, Ricky?
Oh, so this is a part of the thing that you can't see. On OBS, or on the recording, I've had our little handles like up the entire time.
Ooh.
So yeah. So you can find me. If you're looking at the video and you look down and that little @ symbol, Ritz Khalifa, that's me, yo. I'm only on Twitter.
You're only on what?
Only on Twitter, though.
Formerly of Instagram, Twitch, and TikTok.
And TikTok. Well, I guess my Twitch is still up. I just haven't streamed in a really long time.
So somewhat formerly of Twitch.
Yeah. Yeah, formerly of. And then where can the people find you? Well, they know where they can find you, but for audio.
Yeah, they could find me at HowardAK88 on Instagram and Twitter, as well as Starroom Studios to get your latest and greatest on now available podcasts, as well as other production stuff. I haven't really done anything else with it at the moment, but for now, it's just now available.
I, I feel that. Yeah, I haven't really done anything with it. Yeah, I haven't really done anything.
It's there. I made a short film. It's on the stuff. You can't actually watch it, but you can see if it's won anything or what it's been selected for, that sort of thing.
Oh yeah, how did that go?
I won a couple awards.
Really?
Got selected for a couple festivals. Yeah.
That's
If you go to starroomstudios.godaddy.com, you can click on films and you can see what basketball has done, that sort of thing. Maybe at some point it'll become public. I have a couple more festivals that I'm waiting to hear from. But after that point, maybe you could watch it somewhere. Maybe someday.
You can buy the DVD. I will burn you a DVD copy. Just don't tell Adam that I did it. And there will
Rikki will come to your house and give you a DVD copy.
Yeah, and there will be a 2-hour-long commentary by me that goes along with
on the
what's like a minute long,
1 minute and 20-second video.
Just 2 hours of me breaking it down step by step of how I think you did it.
Well, until Rikki comes to your house to do that, this has been now available. And Rikki,
hey, it was nice seeing you, man, and I can't wait to see you again. People out there,